Hey lovies, welcome back to the channel. It is your girl D once again. So as you can see in today's video, I've changed scenery a little bit. I'm in the girls' room because Amaya is sleeping in the other room. Today we're going to be talking about protective styling that are actually not helping your hair grow. So if you're interested in this video, stay tuned and continue watching. We're gonna jump straight into it. I'm not going to be beating around the bush. So protective styling that are actually absolutely not protecting your hair. So I'm going to give you some points of some of these protective styling and how to look out for them, or how to watch out if you're planning on getting these type of protective styles. So the first one that we're going to talk about is those tapes in that are now everywhere. I am not hating on those styles, but doing a protective style, the main reason for you doing it is when you take it out, that your hair is still healthy and protected and it's growing as it's supposed to grow. But what I've noticed with these tapings are like you're taping it around, I think, like a centimeter or 2 centimeters at the perimeter of the hair, and it is actually the same as those how you call it, those extensions that were they will burn them in the hair, those hair extension, those one. But what they've done now is just use tape to do a different method. It still gives the same result. This style reminds me of something that we used to call pick and drop back in the day. Like we were picking and dropping like it was hot. But little did we know that it was picking and dropping our hair like it's hot too. So I did this style. Back then I had like shoulder length hair. That time I was popping, I had shoulder length hair. I was thinking I was the belle of the ball. And I had really nice hair back then, like, and there was this human hair, I've forgotten the name. It was in these white packages, like those expression packages, but it was like see-through a little bit. And then you have those natural, like those it wasn't Remy, it was like, I think, human hair. So a friend of mine introduced me to it. I bought it and I did my pick and drop style. I was popping, I was washing it, because that was before braids. Like that was the only style like close to a sewing. I was too young for a sewing, so that was the style that would give you like a sewing look, if you know what I'm saying, or if you get what I'm saying. And yeah, I did it. I was washing the hair, they would like braid the braid like up to here and then leave the rest. And it was curly like this, like a bit wavy, like how my hair is now. So I was feeling myself, I will wash my hair and comb through it, not knowing whilst I was washing and combing through it, like it was my real hair. My real hair was falling off. And that is the same thing that those tapes in gives, because you are bound to wash your hair. You cannot leave a tape in for 1 month without washing your hair. So you will wash the hair would cling to the tape in, and whilst you're combing it, your real hair is coming off as well. It's breaking off actually. And regardless of how you do it, how well you take care of it, it is, yeah, unless, one thing I've noticed is, unless you go to the hair salon every week to get your hair washed and to have like a professional do it for you, that one, even though it's not 100%, you still can have like save your hair to a certain point. But without that, and the hairstylist doing it and you coming back home to take care of it yourself, I wouldn't recommend it. That is my opinion on it. If it works for you, do you. I'm just here to give advice on people who want it, especially with relaxed or Texlax hair. The hair is going to break off like crazy and you will not get your hair back. Like, I'm a testimony to this. I can testify to this, and I know a lot of people that I've seen that went through the same thing. I used to do it for people where I'll braid like a cornrow and then sew in the weave on there as well, and it gave the same result. People's hair was breaking off, whereby I actually felt guilty for somebody trusting me with their hair, and it broke off. But I didn't know that time. I didn't know what I know now. So that is why I'm here to tell you guys about it, so that when doing it, proceed with caution. So that you don't come and cry later, so that it does not end in tears, because I know I've been there. Like, when you put so much work in your hair and the hair breaks off, like, you will look in the mirror and cry like a baby. Like, there's something about putting in work and your hair breaking off. It's like, yeah, it's out of this world. So the second style that I actually not protecting anything is doing cornrows under a weave without protecting it, like not using a wig cap. You know, some people would do the cornrow, right? But then they will put the wig or on it just like that, and not oil it up, not put a wig cap. That one also doesn't protect your hair, because whilst the wig is always rubbing the hair will start to knot, and then when you take off that cornrow, you have a lot of hair lost. So that is also one thing. If you have a cornrow underneath a wig cap, like underneath your wig, put on a wig cap, please, to save you from hair breakage or hair loss, because the point of us doing these protective styles is to protect our hair, not at the end of the day that you lose hair instead of growing hair. So if you are somebody who likes wearing wigs, please, 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 please wear a wig cap. And the next thing we're going to talk about is frontals. Like, me personally, I'm not a fan of frontals. Like, I've never worn a frontal in my life. Like, closures, yeah, I've worn a closure once or twice, which I ended up giving it away because the wig was too tight and I'll be having like massive headache and migraines. So I just, instead of just it laying around and me not using it, I just gave it to somebody who could use it. Those glues and sprays are not doing your hair justice. Like, I know a lot of people like that have worn frontals for the longest, and if you see them, like, their hairline is like a ghost, like Casper the Ghost. It turns to be like really white, like where they put the glues and gels and sprays, and your hairline starts to pull back, unless I've seen some people put it on their forehead instead of the hairline. But yeah, before you become a professional, you would have tried everything for the hair before you become a professional in doing these frontals. So when you're doing it, be careful, so that at the end of the day, alopecia doesn't set in and that you lose the front of your hair. It is really difficult. Like, it is zero out of 100 that your hair will grow back after it has been pulled and stretched, and the hair is like has a lot of tension. dealing with a lot of tension, it is really, really, really difficult to get your hairline back. So don't do a frontal to look popping for 1 hour and deal with alopecia or hair loss or losing your front hairline for life. Because let me tell you, now the thing is, you can regrow it back like Akon did, but it looks hella weird. And that costs a lot of money. So rather protect your hair so that you don't have to go to Turkey to go and get a new hairline that is going to cost you like 5K or 7K, which can be prevented. So when doing these frontals, I'm not against it. I'm not a fan myself, but I'm not against people doing it. So when you're doing it, please proceed with caution. So the next thing is braids that are too tight. Like, I can't stretch this enough. Any type of braid, it being box braids, twist outs, thread, make sure it is not being pulled too tight. Like when you start having those how do you call it, those little bally thing, that is what I'm going to say because I cannot come up with the name. How can I forget this thing? Yeah, let's forget it. So you know what I mean. Once you start having those little rushes here around the perimeter of your hair, that means, and if you cannot do this or blink or even squeeze your forehead, that means that braid is too tight and it giving a lot of tension on your hair, and it is going to cause you a lot of fallout on the parts that has been pulled too tight. So make sure, tell your hairstylist or whoever is doing your hair, if it's too tight, tell them and let them release that tension. Like, don't go home for you to start having headaches because it's being pulled too tight. Like when I'm doing my children's hair, like I'll do it, and when I see that it's pulled too tight, then I'll start I'll start putting the hair back to release some tension. With kids, I don't really do a lot of braid on my children's hair, not because they cannot handle it, but yeah, I want their hair to rest. The only thing I do with them are twist outs, and like once or twice a year I will do box braid. That's it. I'm not those kind of mom that you never see their children's hair is like braiding braid out, braiding braid out. The hair cannot even breathe, and it is a lot for the children as well. I remember being like really, really, really traumatized when my mom was doing my hair as a kid, and I don't want my kids to go through that, so I give them the needed break for them to do with their hair as what they want to do with their hair. Like my little girl, like Brielle, will go to school, come back with sand in her hair. And the one thing is, she never does it. It's always somebody else. It's always but Anastasia did it, or but Naomi put it in my hair, and I'm like, were you blind? Were you blindfolded when they were putting those sand in your hair? Like you were just sitting there and somebody was putting sand in your hair. You were like, okay. So even with that being said, I don't do a lot of braids because try and get out sand when they have box braid in their hair. Like I always, especially in the summer, the teachers would just put them in those sandcastle thingy. They have it in their schools, it's building. They will just put them there and they're playing, and the teachers, they will be just talking to each other, not even minding the kids, which I understand. They have a lot of children to take care of. Like with my 4 kids, sometimes I even get tired of them, so I understand. So with that being said, that is why I don't do a lot of braids on my children. So make sure when you're doing your braids, tell your hairstylist, let her know if it's too tight. If you have the hair and you cannot do this, that means, girl, once you start doing this, girl, that means it is too tight. So that's it for the braids. And the last thing that I will add is washing your hair when it's in a protective style. Like for some people I know it works, but for me it doesn't work. Like even with my kids, they go to swimming every Tuesday, and when you're taking the braids out, you know, once water hits the hair, it starts piling up, especially with kids. With grown-ups, it's a bit different. But with kids, it starts piling up dust underneath where the braid is. So imagine you washing your hair and you cannot comb through it. The soap and condition is building up underneath that braid, because no matter how long you wash the hair, no matter how long you wash the braid, there will still be some products left in there, because you cannot run your hands through it, you cannot comb it, you're just washing it and leave it to air dry. So with that being said, I wouldn't do it personally. The main reason being I cannot comb through it. And if you cannot comb through your hair, it becomes a dread. So when you take down your braid, you will see those parts that are like really, 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 yeah, starts to form like a dread basically. So that is one of the reasons why I will not wash my hair underneath a protective style. If it works for you and you do not lose hair when taking out your braid or when taking down your braid, you do you. I'm just here to give you the guidelines to help you grow your hair long. And I know a lot of people will be like, girl, what you talking about? You have hair. Yes, I have hair now, but I was like you, I was stuck at this end. Like my hair was like this for years, and then it grew like this for years before I started taking my hair into my own hands. Like I had a sister who did my hair, God bless her heart. She did what she can with what she knew at that time. So I was relaxing my hair every month, you know, and every month I will relax the hair and it will keep falling out. Like it will keep falling out like crazy. When I comb the hair, I will have like these chunks of hair loss, and I still didn't get it. But around those times there was no YouTube for you to go and do your research. You just read what was on the box, like on the box, and that was it. So we made a lot of mistakes by then. And then I had a setback in 2008 or 06, 2008 or 2006. I had a setback where I was bald around this pyramid of my hair. That time there was no smartphones like now with cameras. So 08, was there a smartphone as 08? I don't know. It was before the smartphone eras, let me say it like that. So I don't have any pictures of my hair at that time when it fell off. I had only one picture where the hair had grown back and it was up to here, and you can see my hair was really thin. I think I'm gonna put it up. The hair was really thin, not giving what it's supposed to give. I was so depressed because my hair was like luscious, like full, and then I became like a Chihuahua dog, like with no hair. Like, yeah. And the thing that pains me the most is it was, you know, we have our conventions like every April, like around April. And around like a month before the convention, I was already planning like my clothes. That time I wasn't into makeup as now. Like I was planning like my clothes, how I'm going to look, how I'm going to be popping. And I was a singer as well, so like I sang in the choir, and I was like putting all these things in place, and God was like, girl, if you know what is about to happen, you will humble yourself. But like I went and bought like a product to relax my hair. Lord knows, like I put that product on my hair. That day I relaxed it myself because I don't know, my sister was doing something when she traveled or something. And when it finished, I started combing the hair. The hair starts falling out. Like, I was in the mirror crying like crazy. And my sister is somebody like, if you were in a midlife crisis, don't call her because she would even make it worse. Whilst I was in my midlife crisis, I called her. She was like laughing at me on the phone. Like, I regretted instantly even like calling her. And then my second setback is I relaxed my hair, not knowing you're supposed to wait like a month or two before you can relax. I relaxed it, and I had like different textures of hair. It didn't relax. It was under process. And I was like, 8 days later, I was like, let me put another relax on it. I did, and girl, I went bald, like bald. I tell you, like one of my friend is like a witness to this, Linda. Like she, like a witness. That girl, the way she laughed at me, like, But yeah, have friends like that. I was bald, so I would like comb my hair all the way up. Like I had some in the front and some in the back, so I would just comb it, like do like the whoop, like the flappy, yeah, and do like a long ponytail. So people didn't realize I was like bald until I grew my hair back. And now when she see me, she's like, "Girl, you see your hair now? It grew back." I'm like, "Yeah," but let me tell you, this relaxed hair journey or like hair journey in general is not for the weak. Like people see my hair and they're like, "Oh, your hair is nice, it's this and that," but it takes a lot of work and dedication. Like I haven't worn a wig in like ages. I think it's been, the last time I wore a wig was my daughter's dedication, which was 2018. So 2018, that's almost, no, 2018. Yeah, that's almost 5 years now. So yeah, this November or December, I don't know when we did the dedication, it will be 5 good years. I'm going to be doing more sewings now because I'm a bit tired of my hair, like especially now with the baby. And it was really difficult finding a daycare for her. So she's 7 months now and she's now going to daycare in Belgium. After 3 months, you're supposed to go to work. Like this is how jacked up our system is, that mothers have to go to work after 3 months of giving birth. So yes, I'm happy that she now has a place to go. It's 2 days now, and from September she will start going full time so that I can have time for myself and do my mommy things. I miss like dolling myself up and going nowhere, like just feeling good about myself. I've also started work, so don't kill me if the videos are not like coming regularly. Like your girl is trying. It's not easy being a mom of four, recording YouTube videos and working full time, but yeah, somebody's gotta do it. So I'll also give you guys an update. I relaxed my hair, texturized my hair 3 weeks ago. Yeah. And I'll give you guys an update on now. As you can see, it's not as full as it used to be. That is because, yeah, the creamy crack has tamed it a little bit. But from next month, like a month going, it will start giving back its thickness. Like I did a blowout. If I don't do a blowout, I still have my thickness, but I need the thickness when it's blowout too. So yeah, this was it for the video. I know I'm all over the place, but yeah, you got the needed information. I've given you that, so you do with it what you want. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that the videos will keep on coming. I know some of you guys have given me like suggestions on videos that you want to see, and I'm going to give you guys what you requested. Some of you want to see like the length of the back of my hair, like the length of it, so I would do like a full view when it is not braided, so that you guys can see, yeah, have an idea of the full view of the hair. So I'll like give you guys more videos. I'll be recording more videos when I have time, so don't kill me when it takes a month for a video to come. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.